Today, July 15th, Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this now. It's an emergency, the identity of this person who wants to harm you is out, hear the name, open immediately. My child, this is not your imagination, that heaviness in your chest, that strange unease, the sudden fear creeping in, even when all seems well, those are not coincidences. What you've been picking up in your spirit is very real, you've been sensing something dark, and now it has a name. That someone has been quietly watching, calculating, pretending to be harmless. But now heaven can't stay silent, under divine instruction, I Archangel Michael have stepped forward. This is urgent, there's no time to wait, tune in with your spirit, because the words you hear now, may shift the course of your next 24 hours. And child, this moment isn't only about you, it's tied to your purpose. You've walked through fire, and still managed to smile. You've placed your trust in hands that broke it. You've prayed for those who secretly hoped to see you fall. Yet you've responded with grace. But even heaven has its boundaries. The one attempting to harm you, can no longer hide behind shadows. The spiritual realm has revealed their identity. Their name is already recorded in heaven's scrolls, as someone who has been given many chances, chances they've now abused. Their energy has grown heavy with darkness, the words they speak when you're not around, have turned into traps laid in secret. But what they don't know is that they're now being observed, by powers far beyond anything they comprehend. Your angels have been shielding you silently. But today, July 15th, I've come forth with urgency, because their plan is designed to pierce your spirit. They long to see you break, not for anything you've done, but because your light exposes their darkness. You reflect everything they could have been, but never became. Your peace stirs their inner demons, and your future makes them feel forgotten. But you haven't been forgotten, in fact, heaven is getting ready to astonish you. While they conspire in secret, God is scripting secret miracles. Now hear this clearly, before continuing, subscribe. Why? Because what's about to unfold, is meant only for those divinely selected. If these words have reached you, it's no accident. You've been chosen for spiritual awareness, and divine safeguarding. Stay close, stay tuned. Listen closely, this person, yes, the one who's smiling sweetly, has used charm as a cover. Their words are kind, but the energy behind their eyes is uneasy. Something doesn't line up, have you noticed it? That strange feeling of being examined, not embraced. That's because it's true. Their interest has transformed, from curiosity to obsession. And obsession can quickly morph, into attempts to control. But what is divinely protected, cannot be controlled by human intentions. They do not dictate your path, they cannot alter your future. Your name has been spoken, in heaven's sacred council. And even if it gets dragged here on earth, it gleams like gold up there. People may try to twist your story, but God keeps rewriting it with meaning. The one aiming at you now, faces the results of their own actions. You, however, must remain sharp. Avoid mysterious calls, don't agree to sudden secret meetings, be wary of concern, that feels more like manipulation. If the energy feels rushed, overly intense, or off, step away. Heaven is speaking to you through your feelings, that's called discernment. You are being guided now. You may feel isolated, but you're not alone. Archangel Michael, along with your ancestors, guides, and angels, we're surrounding you in silence, and things are already shifting. You'll start seeing little signs, delays in their plans, awkward silences, missed words, people quietly distancing from them. These aren't random, they mark the start of divine exposure. Their mask will soon slip. And the name, the one you've suspected, it will come to you. Don't search for it, it will reveal itself. Maybe in a conversation you weren't meant to hear, perhaps in a message not meant for your eyes, maybe in a shift of energy, when they realize you've seen through the performance. And when that happens, don't react. Remain calm, stay rooted in prayer. Heaven is not testing your strength, it's testing your maturity. The victory is already yours, you just need to guard it, by refusing to engage with chaos. You must know, the next few days are delicate. A breakthrough is approaching, but it often comes after immense pressure. That's where you are now. The enemy wants to convince you, everything is unraveling, but in truth, it's falling perfectly into place. You are being detoured from destruction, you are being navigated toward better. Delays are sometimes protection, heartbreak is sometimes divine redirection. And the unmasking of one person might be what prevents your entire future from falling apart. You've been chosen, you are deeply loved, and you are being honored in heaven. I saw you last night, when sleep wouldn't come, when your chest felt heavy, and your eyes stared upward searching. That was me whispering, hold on. That wasn't anxiety, it was a divine alert wrapped in love. Trust your spirit now more than ever. If someone unsettles your peace, they are not of God. If someone's smile leaves you more confused than comforted, that's not love, it's misdirection. And confusion has no place in God's voice. Your next chapter is waiting. But it begins only after you release the energy of this person working to weigh you down. They are not lost or unsure, they are fully aware, they simply believe you're not. What they don't realize is heaven speaks, God speaks, angels send messages, and today you've heard them. It's time, my child, to forgive, but not to forget. Don't return, don't keep explaining your value. The one who seeks to harm you may try to appear kind. They might send gifts, apologies, or a message dripping in regret. But it's not sincerity, it's fear. They can feel the shift, they sense that their presence in your life is ending. They know something greater is arriving for you. They understand they no longer have the same access. You're rising now, you're radiating in ways they never imagined you could. And because you chose to open this message today, July 15th, something sacred is unlocking. Heaven has ordered the reinforcement of the divine shield around you. Blessings that had been stalled, due to this person's interference, are now moving forward. The obstruction is being lifted. A door will swing open, a name will surface, a miracle will touch your life. Watch, it's beginning. Stay near the light, more will be spoken. But before I go, there's one more truth you need to hear. The person trying to hurt you wasn't always this way. At one point, they looked up to you, they admired your strength, your grace, your light. But slowly that admiration soured into envy. That inspiration shifted into competition. And competition eventually hardened into bitterness. They began asking themselves, why you, why is your name known in rooms they crave to enter? But what they never saw was the price you paid for those blessings. They never noticed the silent battles you fought, the tears shed in the dark, the burdens you carried without applause. They saw only the shine, never the struggle that created it. And now they seek to disrupt what heaven has ordained. But it's too late, heaven was already aware. Long before their whispers, long before the schemes, long before they laughed, thinking you'd never find out. God knew, and when God knows, justice is set in motion. That's what you're feeling, the winds are shifting. The chaos surrounding you is spiritual turbulence. Hidden things are being dragged into the light. The one who thought they'd remain in the shadows is now at the edge of being revealed. Heaven won't hold back any longer. They are about to lose their place in your life for good. They will feel it, the sudden silence, the absence of your presence. Your energy was a divine shield for them, and they never appreciated it. Your prayers were covering them, your love was healing them. But they misused it all. And now that protection is being lifted, heaven has activated its alarm. I, Archangel Michael, have been dispatched to warn you, before they attempt one last time, to draw you back into their confusion. Don't reply to that message, don't check that DM, don't tell yourself just one call. One moment of weakness could cost you the blessing that's inches away. You are on the edge of something beautiful, don't lose this divine moment. Yes, it's hard, yes, you care. But caring doesn't mean accepting toxicity, loving doesn't require losing your peace. They've made their choice, now God is making his. He is choosing you, and heaven always defends the one whose heart is clean and hands are pure. Even if the world misunderstands you, even if they call you cold for walking away, even if they spread false stories, let them. God sees, and that's enough. The truth is rising, the truth about them is rising now. Soon you'll feel it, the shift, the wave of peace washing over you, the clarity cutting through the fog. At first it may feel unfamiliar, because you've been in survival mode for so long. But you're not surviving anymore, you are stepping into thriving. And you will not return to what nearly broke you. Stay close to the divine, the story isn't over, it's just beginning. You see, child, this is not just a message about danger, this is a message about deliverance, about how heaven steps in, right before the moment of collapse, how divine hands catch you, before the final crack, and how your story turns, just when it feels like it's ending. That breaking point you've been fearing, it's not your ending, it's your turning. And not just any turning, a sacred pivot. One that leads you into something unshakable. You are walking out of cycles that once defined you, pain that once silenced you, patterns that once kept you spinning in confusion. Those chains are loosening now, and as they fall away, you'll begin to notice what true freedom feels like. It's subtle at first, like a breath you didn't know you were holding, finally releasing. Like laughter returning to your chest, after a long drought, like your reflection feeling familiar again. And it's not because the world changed overnight, it's because you did. You grew in the silence, you transformed in the fire, you evolved in the unseen moments, when no one was clapping, no one was cheering, but heaven was watching. And now heaven is responding. Every seed you sowed in faith is rising, slowly, gently, but powerfully. You thought you were buried, but child, you were being planted. And now it's time to grow, in a way you never have before. This next season isn't about surviving anymore, it's about thriving, it's about taking up space, not apologetically, but confidently. It's about speaking your truth, owning your worth, and walking in alignment with what your spirit has always known. The revelations will keep coming, not to scare you, but to prepare you. You are being equipped for something greater. That's why certain people can't stay, that's why the exposure had to happen, that's why the mask had to fall. Because you cannot carry dead weight into your destiny, you cannot move forward, carrying what was only meant to be temporary. You loved them, yes, you prayed for them, absolutely, but this next level requires you to release what no longer reflects your truth. And it's okay, it's not bitterness, it's boundaries, it's not hate, it's healing, it's not revenge, it's release. Let it go, let them go. Because what's coming will not require you to shrink, to second guess, or to overextend, just to be seen. What's coming will recognize you instantly. Your spirit will feel at ease, your heart will feel understood, your energy will no longer feel drained, but fueled. This is your confirmation, that what you walked away from wasn't a loss, it was a clearing, a sacred reset. You are not starting from scratch, you're starting from wisdom. You're not empty, you're available. And there's a difference. The right people, the right connections, the right moments, they don't come when you're full of confusion, they come when there's space. And now there is space, holy space, heaven-blessed space. That's why your emotions have been so raw lately, that's why you felt the shift, even before the name was revealed. Because your spirit has already stepped into a new dimension, a higher place, a healed place. And what used to trigger you, now teaches you. What used to hurt you, now humbles you. What used to confuse you, now clarifies your calling. You're not going backward, no matter how loud the past tries to speak. You're being called forward, and every step is guided, every step is watched over, every step is protected. Do not be afraid of what you hear next, do not run from the truth. It's coming to liberate you, not destroy you. And when the words come, when the name is spoken, when the moment of revelation arrives, breathe. You were made for this, you were built for this. Heaven knew this moment would come, and heaven prepared you. Even now angels are surrounding your space, your room is holy ground, your silence is sacred, and your peace is proof that God is near. There will be a release of emotion when the truth is revealed. Let it come, don't suppress it. Cry if you need to, rest if you must, but do not disconnect from what heaven is showing you. This truth is a bridge, not a wall. It's the pathway to a future, no longer blocked by confusion. And on the other side of that truth, new beginnings, real ones. Ones that don't require pain to sustain them, ones built on authenticity, not performance, on love, not manipulation, on purpose, not pressure. And those dreams you've been holding, heaven has not forgotten. Your visions were not delusions, your hopes were not wasted. They were planted in faith, and now watered by tears, they are starting to bloom. Quietly at first, but soon the world will see. That person who doubted you, who lied on your name, who tried to twist your light into something threatening, they'll witness what real favor looks like. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because God's hand will be undeniable. You don't have to explain yourself anymore, you don't have to defend your heart. Let your healing speak, let your joy speak, let your peace speak. Because your energy is shifting now. That divine glow, that light in your eyes, that unshakable presence, that's not just you recovering, that's you rising, that's resurrection power, that's what happens when you survive what was meant to destroy you. And even now, someone is watching from a distance. But this time, they're not sent to deceive, they're sent to support. Someone who's carrying answers to the very prayers you whispered at 3 a.m. Someone whose energy will feel like rest, whose presence won't confuse you, whose intentions won't harm you. This is not just a romantic promise, it's a divine partnership, in friendship, Indiana calling, in healing, in purpose. But first finish this part, let the mask fall, let the name be spoken, let the last piece of the old cycle crumble. Because only then can the next door open, only then can your wings fully stretch, only then can you rise without weight. You are almost there, so close. The pressure you feel now isn't punishment, it's preparation, the tension before the breakthrough, the tightening before the release. So breathe, center yourself, ground into this moment. You are not alone, you are not abandoned, and you are certainly not overlooked. Heaven is watching, angels are warring, and your story is being rewritten, by a divine author, who never misses a detail. Trust what you feel, trust what you know, trust the signs. They weren't random, they were aligned. And now, child, it's time. Let the light expose, let the truth arise, let the chapter end, so the next can begin, with glory, with clarity, with peace. Because you were never meant to stay in confusion, you were born to walk in truth. And this right here, is the moment it all begins. And now the moment you choose to believe, that you were made for thriving, not just enduring, everything begins to shift. This belief isn't just wishful thinking, it's a command from heaven, it's a reminder from the divine realm, that your soul was not born into this world, to constantly fight battles, it was never meant to carry. You are entering a phase, where the burdens will begin to lift, not because life will suddenly be perfect, but because you will no longer carry what was never yours to begin with. The lies they told you about yourself, dropping. The guilt they manipulated you with, breaking. The shame they projected onto your spirit, dissolving. The moment your soul aligns with truth, everything else must bow to that truth. And the truth is, you are chosen, you are protected, you are not what they did to you, you are not the names they called you, you are not the story they twisted behind your back, you are the evidence of divine preservation, the proof that even when betrayal tried to break you, heaven still built around you, a fortress of light. This is why it didn't destroy you, this is why you kept waking up, even on the days when your heart felt too heavy. Because something inside you, something holy, refused to die. That was your purpose speaking, that was your destiny refusing to fold, that was your future pulling you forward, even when the past tried to drag you back. And now that you've crossed into this moment, into this revelation, nothing can keep you bound anymore. The chains are gone, the veil has lifted, and everything they said, to make you doubt your own discernment, is now powerless. They tried to make you feel crazy, didn't they? They tried to gaslight your intuition, rewrite your memories, shift blame to avoid accountability. But your spirit never stopped whispering, and now it's not whispering anymore, it's roaring, it's declaring, it's standing tall in truth. Because once you see clearly, you can never unsee, once you awaken, you can never go back to sleep. This awakening is sacred, don't rush past it, don't numb it, don't second guess it. Let it wash over you, let it clean out every residue they left behind. Let it remove the need to explain yourself, let it remove the urge to prove your innocence. You are innocent, you were always innocent, and heaven has made that clear. What they accused you of, was projection, what they blamed you for, was deflection, what they ran from, was their own darkness, not yours. You were the mirror, that showed them who they were, pretending not to be. And now that the mirror is gone, they're scrambling to find someone else, to reflect their image, but it won't be you anymore, not now, not ever again. This is where your energy returns, this is where your confidence begins to rebuild, not from ego, but from essence, not from pride, but from truth. And with that truth comes power, real power. The power to walk away, the power to detach, the power to create boundaries, without needing to apologize. You are not being mean, you are not being dramatic, you are being healed. And healing requires distance, from what hurt you, healing requires silence, from what once distorted your clarity, healing requires discipline, not to chase, not to convince, not to beg. And now heaven is giving you the grace to do just that, to walk with your head high, your soul intact, your heart unbothered, and your future unshaken. You see, child, they didn't expect you to rise. They thought if they took your confidence, you'd stay small. They thought if they isolated you, you'd stay silent, they thought if they lied about you, others would never see your truth. But what they forgot, was that heaven doesn't take sides, based on popularity, heaven takes sides, based on purity. And your purity has spoken louder, than their manipulation ever could. It has been heard, it has been weighed, and now it is being honored. Don't be surprised, when favor starts falling on you, from unexpected places. Don't be shocked, when blessings show up, without explanation. This is not coincidence, this is correction, this is compensation. Heaven always pays back double, for what was stolen, and your repayment season is beginning. But don't use it to gloat, use it to grow. Don't use it to prove them wrong, use it to prove God right. Let your rise be quiet, let your peace be your testimony, let your consistency speak louder than their chaos. Because peace is not passive, it's powerful. It's what confuses your enemies, it's what disarms those who expected your destruction. It's what keeps you centered when life tries to shake you. And child, you are now being planted in peace, so deep, that nothing they do will be able to uproot it. There's more, the people you're about to meet. They won't trigger your trauma, they'll water your growth. The opportunities that are forming. They won't demand you shrink to fit them, they'll expand to match your calling. And the clarity you've gained, it's not temporary, it's permanent. From this moment forward, you will see through people quicker. You will hear what's not being said. You will know who to avoid, without needing proof. That's not paranoia, that's protection. That's not fear, that's foresight. That's the gift of discernment, sharpened by pain, but preserved by purpose. So if you feel yourself pulling back from certain people, trust it. If you feel an inner no rising up, where you used to say yes, honor it. If your body tenses around someone, but you can't explain why, listen. Your spirit knows what your mind hasn't processed yet. And child, your spirit will not mislead you. This is why you're being called to stillness. This is why heaven is silencing the noise around you, so you can finally hear the truth within you. You are not imagining things, you are not being overdramatic, you are not overreacting, you are responding to energy, and energy never lies. Let them say what they want, let them paint their picture, let them rewrite their version. But don't you dare lower your frequency, to match their chaos. Stay elevated, stay centered, stay guarded, not in fear, but in wisdom. You've seen enough now, you've felt enough now, and you know enough now, to never go back. What you've stepped into can't be undone, what's been revealed can't be unseen, what's been awakened in you can't be silenced. You are rising, not as revenge, but as revelation. This is what it means, to walk in divine alignment. This is what it looks like, to be covered, not by performance, but by purpose. This is what happens, when heaven says, enough. And heaven has spoken. The masks have fallen, the veil has been lifted, the truth has been revealed, and you, child, are finally free. Free to live, free to breathe, free to love again, this time with wisdom. Free to trust again, this time with boundaries. Free to walk again, this time with direction. The storm has passed, the dust is settling, the light is returning. And this time, it's not just touching your life, it's transforming it. You are not going back, you are not turning around, you are not entertaining what heaven already removed. This is your moment to move forward, without fear, without apology, without hesitation. So tonight, when the world gets quiet and your thoughts try to wander, whisper this truth to yourself. I am not who they said I was, I am who heaven says I am. And let that truth wrap around your soul, like a blanket of divine peace. Because peace is what you're being gifted now. Peace in your mind, peace in your relationships, peace in your future. This is your inheritance, this is your reward, and this is only the beginning. Keep going, stay open, stay tuned, heaven's not finished speaking. And that's why it had to end the way it did. Not because you were weak, not because you failed, but because the illusion had to break. The masks had to fall, the truth had to be seen. You needed to be pulled away, not just physically, but spiritually, from anything or anyone that kept you doubting your light. Heaven didn't let it linger, because your future is too sacred to risk for familiarity. And now, beloved, you are free. Not just from them, but from who you had to be around them. You don't have to shrink anymore, you don't have to edit yourself, you don't have to carry their burdens, just to feel loved. That season is closed. And though the ending felt sharp, it was divine surgery. The kind that cuts in order to heal. You are no longer bleeding, to keep someone else whole. They thought they broke you, but they didn't realize, they were only breaking the chains. And now those chains lay at your feet, as evidence that you made it out. And you didn't just survive, you evolved. You grew new wings. And now the sky isn't your limit, it's your starting point. You're entering a chapter, where love won't hurt, where peace won't be rare, where joy won't feel like a distant memory. This is your restoration. And the restoration will be louder than the betrayal, bigger than the heartbreak, stronger than the rejection. Because what God is building now is untouchable by the hands that once tried to break you. You'll notice the shift, not just in your circumstances, but in how you carry yourself. No more explaining, no more overcompensating, no more seeking permission to be seen. You are seen, you are known, you are chosen. And now you're stepping into alignment, where everything that is truly meant for you can finally find you, because you're no longer standing in the wrong room. You've been relocated by divine hands. And the doors that closed were not rejection, they were redirection. Every silence was protection, every goodbye was preparation, every delay was divine design. The energy around you is clearing, the fog is lifting, the heaviness is dissolving. You're going to start waking up with purpose again. You're going to feel excitement again. You're going to believe in love again, not because you're naive, but because you finally know what you deserve. You finally understand that being kind doesn't mean being silent, and being forgiving doesn't mean staying. You can bless someone, and still walk away, you can wish them well, and still choose yourself. And you have, that choice, choosing yourself, is what triggered heaven's response. That's why things are moving now, that's why doors are opening, that's why your name is being mentioned, in rooms you've never entered. Because you chose alignment, over attachment. And that, beloved, is rare. That's why the enemy fought you so hard, because he knew what would happen, if you ever stopped settling. He knew what would be released, the moment you said, no more. But you said it anyway. You broke the cycle, you ended the pattern, you walked out of the fire, without smelling like smoke. And now the blessing won't just come to you, it will flow through you. You will be the blessing, you will be the answered prayer, you will be the light, someone else looks at and says, if they made it, so can I. Heaven is clapping right now, your angels are rejoicing, Archangel Michael is standing firm, his sword drawn, not just defending you, but celebrating you. The war wasn't easy, but you won. And now you get to rest, in the safety of God's plan. You're not walking into unknown territory, you're walking into fulfilled prophecy. Everything that's about to happen next isn't random, it's written. The provision, the people, the opportunities, they're aligned with your healed self, not your former self. So don't go back, don't try to fit into what God already called you out of. Don't water down your growth, to make someone else comfortable. This is your season, to be fully seen, fully loved, fully celebrated. No more fragments, no more half-hearted connections, no more counterfeit peace. What's coming will feel different, because it is different. It's not filtered through survival, it's built on truth, wholeness, and sacred alignment. You'll look at the mirror, and recognize yourself again, not the person they told you to be, but the soul God always knew you were. And you'll feel proud, not because everything is perfect, but because you didn't give up when it was hard, because you didn't let bitterness win, because you chose healing again and again. And in that healing, something beautiful happened, you remembered your power. You remembered your worth. You remembered that love doesn't require your suffering. That peace doesn't ask for your silence. That loyalty doesn't mean losing yourself. You remembered that you were created for more. And that more is now, it's here, it's unfolding, slowly, steadily, and then suddenly. You'll notice little things changing first. The way you smile at yourself, the way you trust your intuition, the way you no longer chase clarity from chaos, the way you walk away without guilt. And then the bigger things will come. New doors, new love, new purpose, new alignment. And every bit of it will feel like home, because you've finally come home to yourself. So take this moment, let it sink in. You're not who you used to be, you're stronger, softer, wiser, lighter. And the light inside you, it's unshakable now. Because it wasn't built on approval, it was built on truth, it was built in fire, it was forged in heartbreak, and it's the kind of light that darkness can't touch. So don't dim it, don't hide it, don't apologize for it. Shine anyway, love anyway, hope anyway. Because you've been marked, not by your past, but by God's promise. And that promise will not return void, it will find you, it will hold you, it will carry you, into rooms your name was always destined for. And when you get there, when the promise manifests, when the love arrives, when the peace feels permanent, remember this. You didn't beg for it, you didn't chase it, you aligned with it, you healed for it, you waited for it, you walked away for it, and that made all the difference. This is your reward, this is your harvest, this is the evidence of faith that did not waver. Let it wash over you, let it soothe you, let it remind you that even in silence, heaven was speaking, even in pain, heaven was planning, and even in endings, heaven was orchestrating new beginnings. So breathe, smile, exhale the past, inhale the promise. And walk boldly into the next chapter of your life, not afraid, but assured, not desperate, but destined, not bitter, but blessed. Because beloved, the light is green, the gate is open, the way is clear, and heaven is cheering you on. Amen.